Hello, everyone. I'm Katherine Tucker, Senior Nutrition Consultant for the Administration for Community Living. Is your organization struggling to meet the increased demands of feeding older adults and balancing your budget? Would you like to expand services and programs but struggle due to increases in expenses like staffing, supplies, and food cost? If you are, then I'm glad you joined us today. This webinar is part of a series to help the Senior Nutrition Program with containing cost. So today's webinar is the first in the series and will specifically focus on cost containment strategies around food waste and waste management. Cost containment may seem like a new term. However, it covers strategies and measures aimed at controlling program expenses while maintaining or enhancing quality services and or programs. It can cover various practices such as enhancing efficiency, negotiating, cost reduction, optimizing resources, and even adopting technology. And I know that sounds extensive, but cost containment is essential for ensuring financial stability and promoting sustainability of any nonprofit, government, and for-profit business. For every dollar saved, it allows you to offer the best food possible, expanding your services or offering more extras to make your program more special. Like maybe dressing up the tables or the environment, offering fresh produce as extras to dress up the meal and add nutrients. It's it isn't just about saving money, and that's important to say, but saving it and being able to offer the best quality with the most effective delivery. And we know that studies have shown that the second most important reason people attend congregate programs is because of the quality of the food. As the demographics of participation continues to change, with that comes changes in expectation and increased interest in those flexible meal delivery that that the network has really become accustomed to. Couple that with increased cost of doing business, we must continue to be realistic. When looking at our budgets, we can focus change that don't limit the human factor because that's what our services focus on. We want to look at finding innovative ways to maintain or enhance service levels while folding in cost containment methods. It's crucial for staying sustainable in this ever changing environment. Now, I am thrilled to have a wonderful speaker lined up for today, and he will really just help us guide us through an important concept that our network is really looking for to help navigate some cost containment challenges that they may be facing. Matthew Levine is president of NFESH, and he is the driving force behind NFESH's efforts to identify and implement innovative solutions to end senior hunger. Before joining NFESH, Mr. Levine was the assistant vice president, development and business services at the Meals on Wheels Association of America. And prior to his nonprofit work, he spent 10 years doing marketing, public relations for the Washington, D.C. area consulting, real estate, and real estate finance firms. He received his BS in Public Relations from SI Newhouse School of Public Communications at Syracuse University. He'll be presenting on the importance of waste management and its connection to cost containment. Matthew, I'm so glad to have you on the call today, and I really look forward to your presentation. I am going to turn off my camera and mute myself, and the floor is all yours.
Thank you for the kind introduction, Catherine. I appreciate it. Um, and hello to everyone, wherever you are watching this session from. I hope you're doing well. And, this is a topic that I care deeply about. It's something that NFESH has been studying for a long time. So I'm thrilled to be sharing these thoughts with you. And as Catherine covered, this webinar is about cost containment and waste management. But cost is an interesting word. What does cost mean? Obviously, cost, there's hard cost, and that means money. But there's a whole nother cost that I'm going to talk about today, and that's human cost, our precious seniors. Like I said, NFESH has been studying senior nutrition program operations, specifically food waste and operational efficiency, and really cost containment for many years. Controlling food waste can and will help with operational efficiency and cost containment. And remember, when I use terms like cost containment, I'm talking about more than money. I'm literally talking about the health and well-being of our parents and grandparents. Senior nutrition programs can improve their ability to serve older adults by becoming as efficient as possible. How? Well, not wasting food, saving money, improving client voluntary contributions while increasing client satisfaction, all of these things can play a factor and it's all beneficial. Also, in doing this, you'll be bolstering your ability to serve more seniors in need while increasing your client's nutrient intake and thus improving their health. So, managing the food waste within your senior nutrition program is a commitment, and that's a word I'm going to use a bunch, but it's a commitment to being good stewards of scarce resources. And it's an elite level of caring about seniors in your community. You might think I'm nuts, which is fine, I am a little bit, but as we dig into this topic, you will see that you can really do a lot of good by doing well. Let me repeat that because it sounds crazy, but you can do a lot of good by doing your job really well. This way of thinking and this way of doing business, it takes initiative. It takes, again, commitment. The basic tenets are something that everyone in senior nutrition can and should think about. And that's whether you work with a company or nonprofit to help you accomplish this, or if you implement your own solutions to these very solvable challenges. So let's dig in. The problem, the issues, what are they? There are issues that you may or may not know about in this universe of cost containment, food waste, operational efficiency, and the first steps are always awareness and acceptance. So let's discuss some of these issues, some of these problems. The first problem, and almost nobody admits this, that there is a problem in senior nutrition program. Look, it's food that is ordered or prepared but not served. In senior nutrition programs around the country, we've seen up to 50% of the food that is ordered or prepared not being served or being wasted. When 50% of the meals are being wasted, that's an obvious problem. But what if it's 8%, not 50%? That doesn't sound like much. But if you're ordering 40 meals per day, 5 days per week, and let's call it 50 weeks per year to account for holidays and snow days or whatever, that's 10,000 meals per year. So if 8% of those meals are wasted, again, it might not seem like much, but that's 3.2 meals per day, 16 meals per week, or 800 meals per year being wasted. And at $7 per meal, that's $5,600 per year being wasted. And this is significant. Again, it might not seem like much because it's only 8%, but it's significant. That's a lot of meals that could be served to seniors in need in your community. And or if you want to look at it as money and not meals, that's a lot of money that could be spent providing services to seniors in need in your community. So, and we all know from the research that there's a ton of need. So we have some of the answers. Before we even go any further, we have some of the answers right here at our fingertips in this one thing of just over-ordered and over-prepared food. And that is hard cost. That's money. But what about food that is served but not eaten? So we've seen, actually, not just seen, we've documented, we've weighed, we've analyzed pounds of food every day that is served from seniors in senior nutrition programs, but not eaten. And what does this mean? That means that chicken is not being eaten. That means that veggies are going in the trash, that milk is not being consumed. Not all of it, just some of it. Again, follow me here. What if your senior clients are eating 85% of what you serve to them? Sounds pretty good, but that means 15% of what you're serving to them is going in the trash. Is that money? No, not exactly, but it's their health going into the garbage. Those are vital nutrients to the health of your clients. So if 15% of the food's not being consumed, this is a problem. Serving 1/3 of the DRI in meals, that's all well and good, but it's only good if your clients are consuming those nutrients. So again, here's a problem that you really need to look at is food that is served but not eaten. I'm going to move into a more abstract one, but maybe you haven't thought about this. But how about voluntary contributions? What does that have to do with cost containment and waste management? A large percentage of senior nutrition programs that we've seen around the country, they put out the contribution box. Never say a word. Some put up a sign with a suggested contribution. Some even put up a sign with the actual cost of the meal that's being served, but most do not. And when we quantify this over time, we can see that senior nutrition programs can't expand services to more seniors in need in their community because there isn't enough money, so to speak. But some of these programs that we've looked at are only averaging 32 cents in voluntary contribution per client per day for a $7 meal or a $9 meal. So the system was not designed to function this way, at least not the system that was set out by the Older Americans Act. So again, sustainability and your ability to do and expand your business, just like Catherine referenced at the beginning of this is a big part of that. So I think we can all agree that there are at least three issues that I just showed you around waste management and cost containment, which lead to some important questions. You know, these are the issues. But in looking at these problems, it leads to questions, and these are questions that have answers. So Nefesh has this motto, and we've had this since we started this. We believe that if you can measure it, you can manage it. So let's discuss. What are the reasons that food is ordered from the caterer or prepared in the kitchen and not served? What are the specific drivers of this kind of food waste in your program, and what can you do to greatly reduce those drivers? So you now know there's a problem. Try to figure out what's causing it. Really dig in, look at it. The second part, why are seniors not eating all of the food that you serve to them? How can you cut down on that kind of food waste? Are there other things that you can do to make sure your senior clients are consuming vital nutrients? What other factors besides this one noontime meal that you're serving play a part in your client's health? You know, how can you impact that through the services you provide? So these are all issues. You gotta ask yourself these questions when addressing these issues. Now on to the third one. We put a contribution box out. We even put a sign out. What else are we supposed to do? These are good questions to ask. It's been made very clear to us that we cannot ask for a payment for this meal. What can we do to improve voluntary contributions in such a way that it can become a consistent revenue stream so that we can expand nutrition services? Again, ask yourself these questions. What is it that you can do? So these are issues that Nefesh has learned to quantify over the years. When you see data, when you can see the data, when you can fully grasp these issues, you can implement sustainable game-changing solutions. And I'm not going to lie to you, some of the solutions are not easy. It takes a commitment. We're back to that word. It takes a commitment to understand the problems, ask the questions, and implement solutions. And implementing solutions is just my jargony way of saying committing to change. It's hard to admit that you need to change, but remember, none of us are perfect. The commitment to change for the better, this is what I'm talking about, to do more of the great work you're already doing, to serve more seniors in need. We're changing for them because they matter. So now what? You know a little bit about why this matters and a little bit about what questions to ask and tackling the solutions. So I want to spend time answering this very important question. What can you do right now? So here are 5 things for you to think about and to implement in your senior nutrition program or within your organization or within your state starting today. Well, if you've already served your meals, starting tomorrow, we'll give you a day off. Tip 1, everyone can improve their efficiency by reducing waste and improving operations. No one's perfect. Again, no one is perfect. But once you admit to this and commit to improving, or as Nefesh says, becoming high performing, you will experience a monumental difference. Just accepting it and committing, you will experience this monumental difference, and all sorts of opportunities are going to arise for your organization that you never thought possible. Tip 2, have a reservation system. paper and pencil, computerized, it doesn't matter, but you need a reservation system. A computer or web-based system is better and more helpful, but commit to having a reservation system. Tip 3, which is related. Commit to only ordering the number of meals equal to the number of reservations you have for that particular day. I know your gut instinct ordering has served you well over the years, and I know that ordering is done in advance, but reservations can be done in advance. And then with a little bit of extra effort, you can circle back with your clients and check those reservations. And yes, it's a little bit of extra effort, but you're probably starting to see a pattern. Talk to your clients, explain the importance of this, but your accuracy, implementing step 2 and step 3, your accuracy will change everything instantly once you accomplish these 2 tips. Now, tip 4, talk to your senior clients and commit to fully engaging them. That may sound silly, but for many senior nutrition programs, you have senior councils and they're called different things, groups, leadership groups within a senior nutrition program. Talk to them, ask for their feedback. What aren't you eating when we serve it? Why? What's going on? The more you know about your seniors' likes and dislikes, the better you can get at menu planning. Remember, and again, this isn't a quick change. This one takes a little bit more time, but start with the conversation. Um, the nutrients are only useful if they're consumed. It doesn't matter how beautiful you think your meal is, if they don't eat it, doesn't do any good. Obviously, you can't serve chili cheese dogs every day if that's what your senior council tells you they want, but you get what I'm saying. With real dialogue, so much can be improved. Now, tip 5. I didn't even dig into this before, but this might be my favorite one. Believe it or not, even after reducing as much food waste as possible, you inevitably will still have some food waste, and that's okay. If there's food being served, there's going to be waste. At my house, at your house, in your senior nutrition program. It's what you do with that food waste that's left that can change the world. Commit to composting. Whether it gets done at your nutrition site or in partnership with a local farm or there's composting companies, turning food waste into fertile soil instead of sending it to landfill to create greenhouse gases, it's such a wonderful win. And then, as you know or now know, what happens with nutrient-rich compost? Well, it could come back to your senior nutrition program and be used for senior-friendly raised bed gardens. Now, the senior-friendly raised bed gardens, that's a whole webinar on its own, and maybe I'll come back to do that one. But imagine the partnership and fundraising opportunities around your seniors growing herbs and veggies right there at the senior nutrition program, not to mention the healthy eating and educational opportunities that would be created. Again, just think about it. Think about what's possible. Dream what's possible when you have some creativity and you engage your seniors. So commit to composting. So I'm guessing you noticed this is all a commitment. So there were 5 little things to ponder. I guess the commitment is commit to being great. Now that you're all experts in cost containment and waste management and efficiency and operational excellence and client engagement, have at it. It's been real. See ya. Just kidding. This is a process. Step 1, obviously, is acknowledging how important these things are and, you know, committing to your overall goal, which should be serving as many seniors in need as possible. And once you accept these issues as foundational, the next step is seeking solutions to the challenges you never knew you had. So you really will get better at everything you do by taking this on. If you need more information, contact me. We owe it to our seniors to make sure that they can age well and remain healthy members of the community that they built. So think about it and see what you can accomplish when you put your minds to it. Here's my contact info. I really appreciate you taking the time to take all this information in. Again, if you have questions, contact us. I'm going to pause here so I can answer some questions, and I'm going to turn it back over to you, Catherine. Thank you.
Thank you. I am going to pop up a slide, and this just has some more information, but I want to ask a couple of questions. And you said something, and I want to just repeat what you said. You can do a lot, you can do a lot of good by doing the job well. And every one of us, every program, it doesn't matter how big of a rock star those programs are, there's always another step that you can do to make improvements. Every one of us can always do just a little bit more to just push forward and do more for our seniors. So I want to thank you. That was some great information. I have a couple of questions. The first one is, how can older adults participate and participants be part of the solution, especially for waste management? You touched on a little bit, but is there more ways that they could get involved?
Yeah, thank you. That's a great question. There are a couple ways. First of all, when it comes to senior nutrition programs, engaging the seniors, it's a communication thing. If they feel like they're part, first of all, they refer to that place as their senior center. So engage them, explain what you're doing and why, and how, for example, you're implementing a reservation program, and here's why. It could mean the difference between your neighbor or your two neighbors being able to come to this senior center or not. So make them part of the solution when it comes to a reservation system and doing something new. And when it comes to food that's being served but not eaten, the seniors are the key. When they're done eating, if you really want to know what's not being eaten, you can ask them to separate their food, as you saw in the pictures there, into different, you could have your vegetable that you didn't eat can go here, and you can have your chicken can go here, and the bread can go here, and they will buy in if you tell them why you're doing this. You're doing this because you want to understand what it is we're serving that you don't eat and why. Is it because you don't like that specific item? Is it because, you don't like the way it's being cooked or the recipe around that? So if you empower your clients, they will take this on and they will separate the food and they will be part of helping you to understand what's going on and how to solve this. So my advice is, as you take it on, from the senior center director to the kitchen staff to who the volunteers are to your senior, everyone should be in this together. And it becomes a really neat and, to be honest, fun challenge.
And I'm telling you, the seniors love this kind of stuff. They love being involved and getting to see a part of the process and understanding why things change. So the next question is, due to a lot of staffing issues that we see within the network and or problems with staffing, how labor intensive are some of these strategies?
So, again, I said this earlier. I'm not going to lie and say that everything is easy. It is a commitment, and it's a commitment to a sustained effort. You're changing a little bit of how you do business, but we're talking about minutes per day. We're not talking about hours per day. We're talking about minutes per day. We're talking about, I hate to use the expression because it sounds cheesy, but the juice is worth the squeeze. For a minute's worth of effort per day and in engaging your clients, which, by the way, has multiple wins. It won't just make you more sustainable and able to serve more seniors in need. It will make everyone enjoy the senior center more. I think people will have a much more positive view of your senior nutrition program. I would say it's worth the minutes per day. It's not difficult. Again, it's just a commitment to, we're going to do this and we're going to do this and improve, and then we're going to keep doing this, because that's the key. It's staying with it. It's once you show you can do something, don't stop doing it.
And you touched on customer satisfaction, and this is my last question. What strategies have you seen most effective to improve the customer satisfaction while managing food waste?
So I just want to tell a little story here. I, I think this will answer the question. If not, we can circle back and I can answer it. But we were at a senior nutrition program, and I'm not going to say where. Wonderful senior nutrition program, but they had an issue with vegetable consumption. Vegetables were being wasted at an alarming rate, and we had to collect the data on which vegetables and how much and why. And a lot of it has to do with their texture, they get mushy, but a lot has to do with taste. Obviously, senior nutrition programs are trying to keep sodium intake down, so the vegetables don't have a lot of taste because there's not any salt in them. Part of doing the whole project, the senior nutrition program started composting. The seniors were separating waste, the food waste was being composted. And by the way, it was in partnership with the local composting operation. So their food waste was going to compost. The compost came back, and they were creating senior-friendly raised bed gardens at the senior nutrition program in partnership with the local 4-H program, which is a whole nother really cool deal because it was kids gardening with seniors. And what did they do in the raised bed gardens? They created an herb garden, which I know this is a long-winded answer, but those herbs became a spice bar. The spice bar became a way that the seniors grew. The spice bar became a way for the seniors to season their vegetables and make them more tasty without dumping salt in the vegetables. Rosemary and thyme and all these different herbs. And magically, by the end of the operation, by the end of the initiative, the vegetable consumption went way up. So the client satisfaction also went way up because they're engaged, they're involved. There was a new program. It was gardening, it was composting, it was working with kids. So there were wins all the way around. And I think you all can see how this puzzle comes together.
And like and you said that before, anytime you get them involved and they understand what the process is, they're going to become more encouraged to see those changes. And just those raised beds have just been a wonderful addition to a lot of senior nutrition programs because it offers so much more than just even the nutrition,
Yeah.
and it gives them activities and other things that they can accomplish during the day. Matthew, I want to thank you so much for all this important information, and I'm sure the audience can start really thinking about ways they can decrease food waste and start containing the costs. In this evolving environment, our network must continue not only to be nimble in its service delivery, but also business savvy to continue to serve the growing older adult population while controlling the overall cost of services. And many within our network have found business management and cost containment skills can help ensure successful and sustainable operations, resulting in more people served and maintaining that high quality programs. I encourage the audience to visit the Nutrition Aging Resource Center. That webpage at acl.gov/senior nutrition. I have the link up on the page. You can go to browse resources, then business management, and from there you will see a library of web pages available on business skills, contracting, finances, cost containment, and much more. The cost containment page is brand new, and you will find companion pieces such as fundraising for sustainability and even the recordings from this webinar series, as well as much more that's going to be coming on that webpage. Be on the lookout for more webinars in this series. Coming soon, we'll have purchase and inventory management and group purchasing organization 101. So that'll be coming up in the upcoming months. Matt's contact information is on the screen as well as the webpage for the Resource Center. I want to thank you for joining today for waste management strategies to help the senior nutrition program contain costs. I hope you found the information helpful, and please reach out if you were to have any questions. Have a great day, and I will see you at the next chat.